Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to take a look at the new Wheel of Time TV show pictures that just dropped the other day. So, as usual, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and let's begin. Alright, so the first picture we have here is a full group shot. Alright, let's get this a little larger here. Alright, I really like it already. I'm excited for the show. Even though I'm only like 5 books in, I don't pretty much know anything's going to happen, obviously, past the fifth book. But from what I'm seeing, everything looks pretty much like what I would have imagined, but better. Because everything is already described as like woolen, almost every other word, like as far as the description of clothes, is always like woolen. And so all the wool that I see seems pretty accurate. And I'm kind of digging who do I like the best so far. Well, Perrin's my favorite character, but his outfit is very basic. He looks like just a blacksmith kind of apprentice, so it's not very dramatic. I like Rand's coat, though. That coat, I'd wear that in real life. That looks really warm and comfy. And it's got a really cool cut to it. And it's not like medieval style, like because the Wheel of Time is not actually medieval. So I like the fact that they actually try to, like, specifically went away from that because I feel like everything in this type of fantasy they would just default to medieval kind of style. So the fact that they didn't is probably a good sign that they, paying attention and they would know what they're trying to do and not just, rehashing a Game of Thrones type thing. But the way these characters are positioned in this picture, I think is a little weird, but only because of my association with the book and the way I see it. So I think it would make more sense if Matt was obviously over here with Perrin and Rand. So we got the three Targaryen together, and then we need Nynaeve and Egwene near each other because we know they go off and do adventures later. And of course, we have Lan and Moraine. They should be in the middle because they're basically the parents. Because they're just the only adults basically dealing with this. Even though everybody looks way older than I kind of picture them in the book, but it makes sense, logical stuff. But yeah, apart from that, I don't really have much. I mean, it kind of goes into a little bit of my theories about the books later. I kind of feel like Nynaeve will either be green or yellow Aja because she's, all about the healing. So she'll probably go yellow. But I don't know if the green is like supposed to hint that maybe she's green for a little bit or something like that. Because like Moraine is obviously wearing blue, but she's already, an Aes Sedai, so I guess it's not quite the same thing. And Egwene, I don't know, she's wearing a bunch of, well, I guess brown. Would she be brown, Aja, I guess, if that's what they're hinting at? I don't know. Don't spoil it. Anything past book 5, just don't spoil it. All right, let's see what we got on the next one. Um, okay, here we have Rand and Egwene. This seems like a deliberate kind of setup picture. I like it though. I like the setting. It reminds me a little bit of like Lord of the Rings, like they're in New Zealand or something. They're definitely somewhere cool with a lot of good scenery. So that's going to help because this is, and similar to Lord of the Rings, they're doing a lot of walking around and a lot of trekking. So it's nice to have something nice to look at while they're doing all the walking. I think it's also really cool that Egwene has like actually all of them. They seem to be wearing pants. It makes more sense. They're all wearing like traveling clothes and stuff and like practical shoes and stuff because there's so much description of elegant dresses and like lace and all this kind of stuff in the book, and it's all very impractical for what a lot of these characters are doing. And I just thought it was kind of just a weird aesthetic thing that Jordan did, but I like that they're kind of adapting it and making it a little bit more practical and stuff. And you kind of get, I mean, I don't know, there's because they're not, I mean, it's kind of spoilery, but like, I'm open spoilers, I guess, for at least up to book 5. But I know that they don't get together, so them setting this picture up to make it look like, they will. I guess it's all the will they won't they that was happening in the first few books, so I guess they will do that in the first season, so that makes sense. But I dig it. They look good. And this one, I really like this one. The picture with Logain, one of the false dragons, or the main one. At least so far, he seems to have more of a standing in the books than all the other ones that they mentioned. But I don't know how much more, going forward, he's going to be a part of it. But I really like this picture, the way they have him encaged and stuff. He's probably already been sealed or gentled, I guess, maybe But I don't know why they have him in the cage. Or maybe he's just generically dangerous also. Like maybe he was, already going crazy enough to be physically dangerous. So I like how they have these two ladies clearly are like green objects. They're wearing green, and we got the red object back there. So that's pretty cool. Like they're going to be color coordinated, so it's very easy to tell who's who. I doubt the black object would just be wearing black, but maybe they will be that obvious. I guess we'll have to see. But that's really cool. I like the design of it. It does remind me a little bit of Lord of the Rings aesthetic, kind of almost gothic in a way, very sharp, angular kind of thing, not a typical cage-looking thing. And then we go down to Lan and Moraine at Shadar Loga. That place. This one I can't say a whole lot about it, but the little article thing, this thing says that they actually built Shadar Loga. That's how you say it. They literally built Shadar Loga from scratch for 15 minutes of airtime because it's that important to the series. I wonder if that 15 minutes of airtime means like it's going to be a solid part of like an episode, or does that mean that we're going to just keep going back to it like for little bits every now and again? Probably. It's probably more something like that. So collectively, I guess it would be full 15 minutes. But I kind of would. I mean, maybe that's just first season. I guess maybe there's not a whole lot to it first season because I feel like it's a bigger thing than that. So maybe they'll definitely have to come back to it. But I really like the aesthetic of this building. It's like it feels like old kind of medieval architecture, but there's like some design points to it are very much not that. So it feels alien enough. It kind of captures this idea of the post-apocalyptic stuff, but their world is so different than what it was that it's hard to also still kind of hold to what we would, recognize as quote-unquote post-apocalyptic based on stuff we recognize. So I like how it's just different, but it's different than medieval. And I think this one, and the Shadow Logoth one is the last one that they released. I think this is really, really cool. It's getting really hyped for the show. I hope we get a trailer soon since it's supposed to be coming out at the end of the year. I feel like by now we should be getting some of the marketing going. I mean, clearly this is, I guess, the beginning of the marketing campaign. So maybe we'll get a trailer sometime next month. Hopefully we do. I'll definitely be looking out for that. Alright, since this was the last one, I want to go back to that first one and talk about that one a little bit more. So I really like this one. This is a good group shot. But I've seen like on social media, like Twitter and whatnot, some people have been making weird complaints. I've seen stuff like people complaining that like Moraine is too tall, like Rosamund Pike could control how tall she was, or anything like that. Like maybe wanting to like cast somebody shorter, I guess, versus going off her talent. And I see so many people ask like where his parents acts. Like I kind of get that question because he needs it obviously, but it's also I don't think that this is from the show. This looks like just kind of a generic like cast shot. So I don't think it's from the show. So that's he probably doesn't have it yet. They probably haven't even made it. Well, they should be done. So hopefully they made all the props and stuff they need. But there's been weird little complaints. Everybody be nitpicky because it's not going to look precisely like what everyone has imagined it to look like, especially people who have read and reread the series. Me, like I said, only been 5 books in, I have like very low like attachment or expectations based on my own imaginings of what the characters look like. Because when I first started the series, I had already seen pictures of the casting choices. So Perrin, Matt, and Rand, I've already been picturing these 3 people. So it's basically no big jump for me. So I'm already hyped about it. So let me know what you think about these pictures in the comments below. You got any criticism like the weird ones I've seen on social media? Let me know about it in the comments down below. So make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, and I will talk to y'all next time. Peace.